everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, my name is Cassandra and I create videos on productivity, journaling, and the occasional travel and living abroad vlog. And in today's video, I am taking you all behind the scenes of my Notion setup. So I've been using Notion for maybe the past 2 or 3 years, maybe 3 at this point. And I've gone through a couple different setups and I've always wanted to do a Notion tour, but I felt so self-conscious about how I set things up and I wanted it to be perfect, but y'all, perfect doesn't get you anywhere. So we are going for progress over perfection. And I wanted to show you all how I use my Notion to basically organize my entire life and keep track with my goals. How I use Notion might be a little bit different than other people. I am definitely more of a functional over aesthetically pleasing type of Notion user. I love how customizable Notion is and how you can add like cute GIFs and even playlists and all of that stuff. I love seeing it in other people's Notion dashboards because it gives me ideas. But when it comes to my own, I actually like everything to be quite simple and basic and very functional and still colorful, of course. So you'll see that when I go into the Notion tour and show you all how I organize and set up things, because I'm definitely more of a functional type productivity person with like cute creative aspects, but not like an aesthetically pleasing type. So if you are looking for something like that, where it combines creativity with functionality, being functionality as the top priority, then this Notion tour is for you. And I've also created a whole free template for you all to download as well. You can get it down in the video description box. And I'll also put like a QR code here to download it. All you have to do is enter in your email and then you'll get an email with the link to the Notion dashboard. So without further ado and no more blabbing from me, let's get into Notion so I can show you all what my dashboard looks like and how I use it to be more intentional with my relationships, with my goals, and just how I show up in life. Okay, we are in my actual life hub. This is my personal one, and I actually created a whole template for you all that is a little bit cleaner. So that's what this template looks like. And I included some of the templates that I'm gonna go over in this video today. But I wanted to just show you all how I have my life hub, and it's pretty minimal. I just have a lot of pages here and have organized it by dashboard, personal, lists, and then business and professional. I actually don't use all of these and I only use some of them. So I don't want to go into these like my own personal ones because I actually think I need to clean it up. So I will go into the pages and the hubs that I use the most. And we're just gonna go into the shared life hub that I created for you all so you can see what it looks like. So I have still dashboards, personal, business, professional, and then lists. And the dashboard that I use the most is my 2025 planning and goals dashboard. This is the dashboard that I go into pretty much every single day. I open it and then I just scroll through my goals and then also just make sure that I am on track with like my specific tasks. So here is what it looks like. If you've watched the 2025 planning video, then you saw this. It is this new like version that I set up for myself, and I think this makes a lot more sense for me. So I've got a stay intentional section here that kind of just measures out where we are in the year, the quarter, the month, and the week. And then in this section, I have my word of the year. So I have my personal and my professional. And then in my specific goals planning dashboard, then I actually have like the definition of each of these. And actually, let me just show you that. I'm going into here. Okay, so we've got the definitions, my 2025 intentions. I plugged in my digital vision board so I can also look at it again every single day. And then scrolling down, I've got my 2025 goals listed down here and categorized into personal, lifestyle, professional / business. And then I have also broken it down quarterly for specific things to focus on. And then if you scroll down, then you also get more intentions to keep top of mind. So really just things that I want to like be thinking about and be conscious of. And then also an audacity list. And then one of the sections that I really love is this how I'm celebrating section, which really just shares how I want to celebrate my milestones or how I want to celebrate myself for the goals that I achieve. And this is really like my main hub that I go into every single day. And the other one that I go into from here is I have like this huge section of quick links that are really just things for me to remember. I've broken them down by like business and marketing, my actual like regular goals. And then let's say I'm like feeling sad or just having like a moment and just don't know what I'm doing with my life, then I actually have this my North Star and reminders to kind of remind me that I am doing okay, every step counts. And here is just a list of all of the things that kind of just like reinforce that I do know what I'm doing, I can trust myself, and that, you know, I am headed in the right path, at least for myself. So let me just walk you through what all of this looks like. My North Star and reminders. So this is really for me in terms of like how I want to create content. I have a North Star here, and then I wrote down my passions. This little widget I think is really cute. It actually, you can change it. It's like a little quote for me to just feel inspired. And then I also wrote down my strengths. So I wrote down, you know, what makes me stand out as a creator, and also the specific knowledge that I bring to the table, my skill sets, and then like a running list of things that I could potentially get paid for and that I want to get paid for. And then I have here a little chart of just how to find your ikigai. And then down here, I have guiding principles and values. So these are like my core personal values and how I want to show up in the world. And this is really like my guiding principle. So really, if I want to make a decision on something, or if I am at a crossroads and I don't know if I want to say yes to something or no, or if this makes sense for me, then I actually return to my guiding principles and values and base my decisions off of this. So will this help me open new perspectives? Will this help me shape culture? Can I include emotional and creative storytelling, things like that? And that just helps me make decisions from a place of confidence and know that, okay, I am sticking to the plan that I have instead of getting distracted by like, who knows what else. Something else that I have down here is content. So I wrote down like my main marketing like platforms and where I want to focus my content efforts on. And then on this side, I also wrote down my offers and paid media. I mainly wrote this down because as somebody who works in digital marketing and like is in the creator space, I found that I get really distracted very easily with the bombardment of trying to keep up with so many different marketing platforms. And I also found that sometimes when I am scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or anything else, I'll see people say, oh, you need to be on this platform, or somebody will share like a really big win and they'll say, oh, I did so well on TikTok and it basically blew up my online shop or something like that. And when I see that type of input, sometimes I get like really inspired because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like I can do this too. But I have to remind myself that no, the reason why I don't want to be on TikTok is because XYZ, and not get distracted from all of the things that I could be doing and really just focus on the stuff that I actually enjoy doing and want to invest my time in. So that's why I have this here, because this is more for like my content creation. I also have a focus hub. I actually don't use this because I am an analog person. So if you've been here for a while, hello. You also know that I pair my Notion with my bullet journal, and this is actually where I track a lot of my tasks and what I'm supposed to be doing for the week. But I made this for anybody who wants to actually use a more digital version. So we've got a time clock here, a Pomodoro, and then I set this up similarly to how I set up my bullet journal. So I have, I write down the events that are happening that week, and then I go into my top 3 and then brain dump other tasks. Really, this is what it looks like in my bullet journal. And here you have like events, my top 3, and then the other tasks. And for anybody who wants to do it digitally, I don't like doing it digitally because sometimes I just want to not look at a screen. So that's why I do it in my bullet journal. But this is for folks who do like digital, like daily and weekly task tracking. And then going into the next quick link is my Sunday and monthly reset dashboard. So again, this is modeled after what I do for like my Sunday and monthly reset in my bullet journal. So I can just share with you all, for example, here is something, this is like what February's review dashboard looks like. And it's just really to take a look at like celebrations, what I loved, challenges, where to improve, and things to note for the next month or the week ahead. So up here we've got like your personal check-in, so you can write down any personal things that you need to do, any professional things, and then something that I think is really important, at least for me, somebody who is a recovering workaholic, is the self-care section. So let's say, for example, I know that this week is going to be really busy. I want to like block off time in the next week for self-care activities. So that could be like taking a walk, meeting up with a friend, or maybe just scheduling more time for meditation or yoga or something like that. So that's why that is here. And then your monthly check-in. So you've got personal, professional, business, and then preparing for the month ahead. I made little templates in here for folks, and this is what it looks like. So it just has things for you to review your investments, any notable dates, where to improve, what you loved, and reflections. I think this is really important for me because I want to, one, stop doing the things that are not good for me. So that's why I include that in my monthly check-in. But then also I want to continue and like note things that are working for me and things that I did like, and figure out ways to incorporate more of that into my monthly schedules. So that's what we have here for your personal. And then the professional side, let me show you what it has. It's pretty similar, but again, this is for like if you are running your own business, or if you have a side hustle, or even if like you are working in corporate and have like a full-time job, then it could be things to just note down here. And then I have a preparing for the month ahead prep. Let me show you all that. So it's got personal and lifestyle, just so you can kind of note important things coming up, like birthdays or events, or I don't know, work things that you have to go to, 3 changes to implement, and then the same thing for the business side. And once people finish with this, then what you can do is just like drag it into the archive, and that is it. And you can just start a new page. So that is my Sunday and monthly reset dashboard. Again, I don't use this specifically because I've created it already in analog version in my bullet journal, but this is for folks who want to use something digital because they don't like analog and they just prefer digital. All right, going back into my 2025 planning and goals dashboard, and let's get into the other really big dashboard I have in here, which is your business and marketing dashboard. Let's go into the next like large dashboard within the dashboard. yeah, I don't know why I made it like this, but really I think it's because I just want to keep everything under one in 2025. So that is actually the business and marketing dashboard. So this is for folks who have a business, side hustle. Honestly, I think if you are a creator, this also applies to you. So up here, I've got quick links for myself. I basically am just linking out my project management tool, CRM, and then services and offers. So I've got like Google Docs here that detail everything out for that. And then the marketing quick links, again, I broke it down for my personal brand and then my business brand. And everything is also linked out to Google Drive folders or Google Documents. Some of these I need to update because we are currently in a rebranding process for my marketing and media agency, the Quirky Pineapple Studio. And I wrote down here some examples of brands that I love. This is more for my rebrand inspiration. And then my finances quick links. So I've got a specific payment processors that I link out to: Stripe, PayPal, and Thrivecart, mainly because I need to save like tax documents for that for my accountant. That's like some really technical logic information. I don't know if you all needed to know that. I have an accountant program that my accounting has shared with me. Basically, this is where I save all of my expenses and my invoices so that he can figure out how much I need to pay quarterly for taxes. And then I've got an invoices and expense archive. This is just a Google Drive folder that I link out to that I save all of the PDF files for my, again, invoices and my expenses. This actually my accountant doesn't see because everything goes into his program, but I keep record of it just in case because, you never know. And it's better to have records of, your invoices and your expenses so that if something happens, you can always return back to that. I also save this on my desktop. So I have it in Google Drive, I have it on my desktop, and then I also have it in my accountant's program because really, you just can never be too sure. And then I have a taxes folder to save specific tax documents from basically the tax entity here in Spain. And then right now I don't have a profit and loss file, but when I have that, I will also link that. So those are just like the quick links I have at the top because these are things that I need to access regularly and to make sure that, I can run my business. Scrolling down though, this is where all of the goals I have are. So I wrote down like my business goals, I broke it down quarterly, and then I broke it down monthly. Scrolling down there, now we get into the quarterly overview. And in this section, this is basically like a quarterly breakdown of all the goals that I have and then the action steps to get there. So let's say, for example, we click into one. Here is what quarter one looks like. We've got here, I just wrote down like quick things to take note of. So we've got rest, launch, projects, and important dates. These are things that like I need to always have top of mind because I don't want to overschedule myself and then kind of get like really tired trying to do all of the things for work. And also I can kind of prepare for what is coming up. So for example, in February, I said I wanted to prep for this short video series that I have launching in March. So it's called 30 Lessons on Starting Over, and then prep the Plans to Progress membership that I am going to be launching also in March. But I know that in February, I can't really focus on much else because I'm going to be preparing for all of that so that in March, the launch for all of those projects goes smoothly. So scrolling down, I just wrote down like my main goals and like stretch goals. These are more like fun things. So let's say, for example, I want to get 765 subscribers on YouTube, 4,400 followers on Instagram, things like that. These are like just nice to haves. If they happen, amazing. If they don't, then that's okay too. So scrolling down even further, we have our quarter one monthly breakdown. So this has a breakdown for business and marketing. And I break it down based off of like the goals that I want to have, maybe specific action steps that I want to take. And then also there is a section for review. I'm going to show you what that looks like in the shared life hub, mainly because I've got like some business information in my own that, you know, we don't need to share everything on the internet. So let's see what it looks like. This is what a blank one looks like. So in here, I've created templates for each month, like each month action plan, and then each quarter. And all you have to do when you like make a copy of this for yourself in your Notion is honestly just click it, and then it'll populate the like information down here. And then same thing for the quarter. Once you click this, it'll populate automatically. So I'm just gonna show you what that looks like. So up here, again, we have our month overview. So you would put, let's say for January, your rest, launch, project, and important dates, so you can have it top of mind. And then your top 3 goals go here, like why it's important and how this helps the business, and then the specific action steps. So usually when I fill out this section for action steps, I actually take these action steps and I put it and migrate it into my bullet journal, because my bullet journal is where I will track like daily and weekly action steps to reach these goals. And it depends on how you do it, but some people will take action steps, and if they already use Notion for a project management tool, then they kind of just put dates to do these things. Or some people will use like a separate project management tool to put their action steps there. Again, how I use Notion is really for like big picture stuff. I don't get into like super detailed daily or weekly things in here, because I find that it's just like too big and it gets confusing. So that's why I track everything in my bullet journal. So there's that. And then we have your month review. So this is when at the end of the month, you can come to this section and just fill in things like your celebrations, capacity, any finances, energy, lead, sales, what to improve. And then you've got reflections and looking ahead. I think I'm going to actually add a couple things to this. So by the time that you all download this, if you want to use this Notion template, there will be a couple more things. So I want to just put in kind of like your marketing stats, so you can track before the month and then after the month. And then also I want to put in projections. So it could be before the month, you kind of write down, this is like the money that I think I am going to make this month. And then you'll have a section that says, this is how much more you need to sell, so that you're just really clear on the numbers, because I feel like having numbers for that helps make it easier to track progress and also to reach sales goals. So that is what this monthly action plan looks like for the business and marketing side. Let me show you what the quarter review plan looks like. This is quite robust. So this would be at the end of each quarter, you sit down and kind of just review the other quarters. So what are we planning? What were the main goals this quarter? Key achievements, challenges, reflections. You've got business performance, so revenue, profits, and customer metrics. Marketing performance, so things like social media, ads, email marketing, any like notable things for content. Operational efficiency, so I am like a stickler for getting rid of tools or platform subscriptions that I don't use, or maybe I am paying for but I don't use the full functionality. And I love getting rid of that stuff, because that is just like an easy way to lower expenses and increase profit. So I'm always reviewing my tools to see if there is something that I can either get rid of or if I can replace for a cheaper option, things like that. And then we've got lessons learned, what worked well, what didn't, unforeseen challenges, any competitor market analysis, so things that you might see that are trending, and then your plan for next quarter. So once you fill this out, then you can copy all of that and head to quarter 2 and then fill that in for the next months. So that is the business and marketing dashboard. I use this all the time. This is basically, since I work and have my own business, this is the dashboard that I'm always in and kind of just checking and reviewing. And then at the end of each month, I have a CEO strategy week, was what I have dubbed it, where I go in and I just review like my marketing stats, my finances, any subscriptions to tools, and then prep for the month ahead with my next month goals and then my next month marketing plan. And that all honestly goes into here. And I will write down like key things to change, ideas that I want to try. And it's great because it all honestly lives in one place that I can return to for the past and then past quarters and all of that. And then when I sit down for the end of the year, I can look at all of the data in one place and then go from there to plan the next year. So that is the business and marketing dashboard. This dashboard is huge, and honestly, I love it. It's just so great to have everything in one place, and I can review things easily and check back on things and just honestly have everything in, I said this before, but really have everything in one place so that it's streamlined and effective. So that is the business and marketing dashboard. And let me show you all the quarterly goals next. So I have the business and marketing dashboard for business goals and like professional things. And then I like to still keep track of my personal goals separately and kind of just like make that distinction because, again, as a recovering workaholic, we really got to differentiate like personal and business, because if I didn't, I think I would just be too focused on the business side of things. So this is my way of differentiating and then also prioritizing personal stuff over business stuff. So I have broken it down into quarters, and they all look the same, but really this is just for my personal side of stuff. So this is like doctor's appointments, seeing friends, birthdays of family members or friends that I want to keep track of, or really anything else. So let's say, for example, in March, it's my birthday, so I will track that in this and not in the business. In March, it's also my partner and I's anniversary, so I'll also track that here and not in the business side of things. So again, at the top, it's similar to the business and marketing goals, but we've got a breakdown and just like a quick snapshot of like top of mind, people to see or chat with, important dates, and then celebrations. So I'll just fill this in for each month. And of course, for like the people to see and chat, these are people that like, oh, I haven't seen in a while. I want to make plans to see them. Let's try to plan something in January or February or March. For some reason, as adults, it's very hard to coordinate adult schedules. So this is really like my way of trying to keep track of like the relationships that I have so that I can be intentional with them. And then scrolling down, this is just the same template that I've been using for the past like 3 years. So I've broken it down to my top 3 goals for each month. And then I write down why I want to complete this goal, how this goal helps my life, and then the action steps to reach the goal. And that's the same for all of the months. And it looks the same for quarter 1, quarter 2 is the same, and so on and so forth. So this one I think is pretty easy and just like a way for me to keep everything organized and to make sure that I'm really just showing up in how I want to for myself, and then how I want to in my relationships. So let's go into another dashboard I have, which is called my weekly tidy checklist. I am very proud of this checklist, mainly because as somebody, I'm not saying I'm dirty, but I will say that when I was growing up, my parents hired cleaners to come to the house every like 2 weeks to take care of the house. So really all I knew how to do was kind of like organize piles of paper and, just tidy, but not really know how to clean. And when my partner and I started dating and living together, I realized that I didn't really know how to clean like specific things. And it's very weird for me to admit that, but it's true. So this is my weekly tidy checklist, which is also a like cleaning list. So I can keep track of things that I know I need to clean. And of course, over the years, I have gotten better at cleaning. So I know how to clean a toilet now, you all. I think before I was like, I don't even know how to do this. I didn't even know how to clean like, in the kitchen, I don't know what it's called. In Spanish, it's la campana, which is like that like little suction thing over the stove that basically sucks up like the smoke that comes out when you're cooking and all of that. I didn't even know how to clean that. Like, I didn't even know how to clean an oven. So I had to learn how to do all of that. And this weekly tidy checklist has helped me and my partner to just be clear on areas that we need to tidy and things to clean so that we don't fall behind on like house chores. I would say that he is way better at like keeping track of this stuff than I am, which is why I needed to create this dashboard for myself. So we've got a cute little GIF here. And then also I needed to basically remind myself that taking care of yourself also means taking care of your environment. And I have definitely noticed that not only when things are uncluttered and tidy around my office, but like really just actual deep cleaning makes a huge difference in my mental health and my emotional health. So y'all gotta keep this top of mind. So in here, I wrote down general areas of the house because I needed to basically keep track of, what are all of the areas that we need to clean? So we've got a main bedroom, guest bedroom, offices, living room, kitchen, and bathrooms. And then I broke it down by each day of the week and kind of like what to do. So for example, on Monday, I said I would do laundry. On Tuesdays, I put away the laundry and then I'll vacuum the house. Wednesday, laundry again, put away laundry, and then Friday, mop. And then on Saturday and Sunday, definitely we do this. We do laundry again, take out the trash, and then we always change sheets and towels for like body towels and then hand towels that we have in the kitchen. And then I also wrote down like daily check-ins. So fold blankets on the couch, throw away papers in the living room that we have just laying around, wash the dishes, put clean dishes away, and then wipe down counters and tables. Something else that I really like about this dashboard is called this monthly cleaning section. So let's say, for example, week 1, I wrote down that we would vacuum the entire house, dust, and then mop. And these are kind of like bigger tasks for cleaning that like if you do it all in one day, it's a lot, especially if you don't like do it often. So I broke it down by like big things. So week 2, we would clean the bathroom. So every 2 weeks, we clean the bathroom. Week 3, clean the kitchen, stovetop, and fan, wipe down kitchen cabinets, wipe down microwave and the toaster. And then week 4 is to clean the fridge, wipe down shelves and drawers, clean utensils drawers and vacuum the crumbs, and then clean the oven. So these are like these big things that, you know, you don't just think about you don't think about when you're cleaning, or maybe you all do. I don't know, I don't. But maybe they don't need to be cleaned like every single week. They can just be cleaned once a month, twice a month, things like that. So that's what I have for this weekly tidy checklist. It's really nice because it's just like a nice reminder for me to do like these small housekeeping chores so that we have a clean environment, and especially me because I work from home. All right, let's go to a new hub called the Practical Self-Care Review. Jumping into my Practical Self-Care Review, this little hub, I don't know what to call it, hub dashboard is something that I really needed to just make for myself and like brain dump all of like the life admin things that I don't think people teach us in school. Honestly, y'all, like nobody teaches you to to make monthly payments for your car, if you have life insurance, if you have business insurance, payments for XYZ. I feel like people talk about it in general, and as you grow up and just accumulate more responsibilities in life as an adult, these are just things that you're like, oh my gosh, like why didn't anybody tell me that I need to be tracking XYZ, or I need to be making like yearly gynecologist appointments or whatever else. This is basically that hub for that. This is all of the practical self-care that I need to be mindful of. And I call it practical self-care because I feel like, you know, making appointments for the doctors or the gynecologist or anything like that are all like self-care things that, you know, in our current capitalist society, they don't count as self-care because self-care is technically making an appointment for a massage, but really going to get to the doctor and getting things checked up is also self-care. So that's what I have in here. So I've organized it by life, medical, house, car, business, and finances. And I think maybe if things change in my life, so let's say, for example, my partner and I decide to start planning for a family, or we decide to have kids or something, then I would make a new page for like family, babies. So these are things that I would have to basically just keep in mind. So it could be like daycare, nanny, it could be school uniforms, if they need uniforms, I don't know. It could be going to make sure, I don't know what it could be, but these are just things that I need to keep track of. So let's say, for example, in life, since I do live in Spain, I do have a visa. So these are just things that I need to keep track of eventually. So it's cleaning out my closet every 6 months. I need to renew my residency card. This is not something that I need to do like every year, but I do need to keep track of when my residency card and when my visa expires so that I can make appointments to renew it. Same thing for my passport. In the medical, I've got a gyno appointment, blood work, physical, eye checkup, vision, ears checkup, and then the dentist. For the house, I've got rent, water, electricity, and gas, and then internet. And then the car, ITV, technically is what in the United States is the DMV, basically to get like a car inspection, car insurance, car tax, and then renew driver's license. Business is business insurance. And then for finances, I have things like my retirement. So since I'm from the United States, I still have a 401k sitting over there. And I still have a Roth IRA, so I contribute to that. And then I still have my taxes that I need to pay over here in Spain. So that, IRPF, which is income tax. And then I do need to declare my US taxes, or my taxes in general, to the United States yearly. So I always want to make sure that I remember all of that stuff. So this is my basically practical self-care dashboard. Things that need to get done, need to be kind of like in my or on my radar, that maybe are just like life admin type things that I might not, remember to do every single day. But I usually come in and check this practical self-care review maybe every like 3 to 6-ish months. This is just a way for me to like be responsible for my own life and all of the things that I need to do as a human being to take care of myself. This is another one of my favorite hubs that is just not related to personal goals or business goals or anything. This is like all about the relationships that I want to cultivate in my life. So when I show you all this, it's gonna look empty because I deleted all of my own contact. Basically, what I have here is a dashboard and like a little table to write down all of the people that I want to maintain relationship and contact with. So this is like, of course, my immediate family, my partner's family, my dad's side of the family, my mom's side of the family, and then friends. I want to be intentional about the relationships that I maintain and that I cultivate. So this is basically that table. I've divided it by family. So I write down like my mom and dad, my sisters. I write down their birthday, their address, their phone number, and their email, and any specific notes. And then I also will do that for my mom's side of the family, so like my aunts and uncles and my cousins, my dad's side of the family as well, and then my friends. So down here, actually, I have ways to connect, and they're just like reminders for me to of ways to maintain contact with folks in my life. So phone calls, birthday cards, holiday cards, visit them in person, of course, small gifts, postcards. These are just ways to do that. This is like one of my favorite hubs. Last hub and page I have in my life hub is the editorial calendar. This is where I will script out and write captions to all of the content that I make. So for my YouTube, and then also for Instagram and any other like platforms that I want to share content on. So in here, I've got a YouTube strategy plan. These are some of the notes that I took from Ali Abdal, who I actually bought a YouTube course from him. So I took my notes and kind of like just left them here for anybody else who wants a YouTube strategy plan, and you can fill this in based off of like your goals. And then this is actually something that I have for myself, and I return to every once in a while to just like remind myself like, okay, this is the goal and this is the plan and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then if you scroll down, I have YouTube. We've got my content pillars, channel series, if you have any channels, and then promotion, and also a posting schedule. I also have a YouTube publishing workflow checklist. I actually got this checklist from Jules Acree because she had it as part of like one of her free templates. So I've included it here because I kind of just like saved it for myself. And then I also have a YouTube video description. So this is kind of like the video description that I use for publishing my videos. And I kind of have it here mainly because I wanted to just have a template that I can copy and paste every single time instead of trying to redo the same thing all the time. So I wrote it down here, and sometimes this gets updated based off of specific things that I am trying to like optimize, and I kind of update this so then, you know, it's easier for me to just copy paste and then upload and publish the YouTube video. And then I have here a calendar view of each of the, well, wherever I will be posting videos. And in here, I have the YouTube video script template. So once you click on this, it'll populate similar to the goals template that I set up with title and description. So I write down my keywords, video title, description, featured images, links to include, the full description, research and notes, script, and then B-roll. This template is also from Jules Acree that I've kind of just modified and put it in here. I think I may update this eventually, but right now it works for me and this is great. So this is what I have really for my own and for keeping track of the videos that I post. Scrolling down, I have a social media editorial calendar as well. So I write down like my content pillars. These are just like reminders for me. Content values. These are kind of like what I want my content to emulate. Oops. And then hashtag and keyword bank. I have mine filled in. So this is empty for now because I don't know what hashtags or keywords you all want. I have a specific channel series. So for example, on my Instagram, I share a Money Diaries series monthly where I share a breakdown of my revenue and revenue like streams, and then also if I hit my revenue goal and how I got to that. So I would just write down, if you have like channel series, you can write that down here. And then social competition or social competitors and community. So these are, in this section, I write down or kind of copy and paste Instagram or YouTube channels of people that I am really inspired by their content, how they do their content, the type of content that they share. And I just write them down here because it's just like a great way for me to kind of see what other people are doing, especially people who are in similar niches and like areas that I want to be in. And then down here is just another calendar for social media. So once you click here, this is usually where I will write down, like if I have scripts for reels that I want to record, then I'll write that down here. And then also these are for captions. So this is just like captions where I copy and paste into my scheduling tool and nothing else fancy. I don't actually put like the video file, or some people will put like the image or maybe the carousel that they create in Canva or wherever into this. I don't do that because I don't really care to, but I know some other people can. I also created like this little tag so I know if it's like sponsored content, a newsletter, LinkedIn, short form video, or a carousel post. And that's it. Really though, this is just for like writing scripts and captions. I don't actually use this very often to like super plan. What I actually use is this planner I have for business and marketing. So this is where I will plan out like all of my like YouTube videos, my social media posts. If I have any sales launches going on, it actually goes into analog first. And then when I know that I am actually going to be carrying out this plan, I transfer it into Notion so I can write the script. But other than that, I don't do any like big planning for content in Notion. I just find that to be a little bit too confusing and all over the place. So I like having it in analog, so I'm just like focused on this is the plan. And then once I know that the plan is moving forward, then I will transfer the idea into Notion so I can script it and write the caption. And then if it's not, then I kind of just erase it from my planner and move on with my life, and then it doesn't get put into Notion. So yeah, that's how I kind of work with analog and digital, because if I put everything in Notion, I think I would just be overwhelmed with my own Notion. So that is the Editorial Calendar Hub. All right, y'all, that is my Notion tour. I didn't include all of the pages because, again, I don't use all of them, but I shared the ones that I use the most and the ones that are super practical and functional for me. I hope that serves as some inspiration for you all if you want to start using Notion, or if you are using Notion, but you're kind of like, I don't know how to set this thing up or what to use it for, then I hope that this video gives you some ideas. Of course, if you want to download my Notion Life Hub template, I have included the link to download it below. All you have to do is enter in your email, and then you will be sent a link, so then you can duplicate the entire Life Hub into your own Notion and then customize it, use it, whatever you want with it to make it your own. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more productivity, journaling, and the occasional travel and living abroad vlog, and I will see you all in the next video. Ciao!